President Hassan Sheikh Mohamud appointed Mr. Abdikarim Hussein Goulet and Mr. Mohamed Abdiware to be national envoys for Somaliland affairs and stabilization. President Hassan Sheikh Mohamud also received diplomatic credentials from the ambassadors of Djibouti, Canada, and Cuba. The Prime Minister of the FGS, Hamza Abdibare, chaired a meeting to discuss the second phase of the war against the Kharijist Al-Shabaab and the liberation of the country. Also, the Prime Minister has praised the African Union mission ATMIS as ATMIS celebrates its first anniversary since its establishment. Minister of Defense says the second phase of the war against Kharijist Al-Shabaab will begin soon, as neighboring countries expected to join to support the government of Somalia. The Cabinet of the Federal Government of Somalia has approved the new law regulating the rickshaw transport. The National Disaster Management Agency, known as SODMA, has provided humanitarian aid to Bardere, Hudur, Mesegawa, and to the displaced people in Banadr region. The Attorney General's office has received cases related to money laundering and terrorist financing. The government of Somalia has announced that the financial strength of the Kharijist Al-Shabaab has been severely crippled. Abdi Hassan Hulbale, who is one of the leaders of Al-Shabaab terrorists, surrendered to the National Army in Lower Shabelle region. In other development, the same, two members of Kharijist Al-Shabaab, Bishar Sharti Mohamed Hassey and Yusuf Suleiman Abukar Jiro, known as Salahuddin, have surrendered to the Galmudug Darwish forces in Galmudug state. Hussein Dahir Marin Dege, who was in charge of Al-Shabaab attacks against civilians, has surrendered to the National Army in Elder district of Galmudug. Also, another prominent figure, Alas Ibrahim Ahmed Barre, was arrested in an operation conducted by SNA in the same area. The Somali National Army has killed 14 members of Al-Shabaab in the village of Makude on the outskirts of Baidoa in Southwest State. The Ministry of Interior has begun providing food aid to the people living in the areas liberated from Al-Shabaab as a gesture to implement the motto of break your fast peacefully. And finally, the 2023 Hajj Pilgrimage Service Competition Committee has released a list of 75 companies that have won to provide Hajj services for this year to the Somali people. Thank you very much. And now I hand over to the SRCC, Mr. Ahmed Saif.